Three takeaways from Atlanta United's 3-2 loss to Pumas in the League's Cup at Inter and Co Stadium in Orlando. Atlanta United taking a 2-1 lead, but as is often the case, they can't see it out. They give up 2 goals in the second half, and that's all she wrote. Wednesday's match against Atlas and Gonzalo Pineda will officially mean nothing for both teams. And Raleigh Danila will not be on the sideline or the technical area, so we'll talk about that a little bit later on. Takeaway number 1, we have to talk about Brooks Lennon at left back. Of course, Pedro Amador injured due to a hamstring. He was out for the next 2 weeks at least. Brooks Lennon came in on the left side. First half, gives up a penalty to Pumas. Pumas scores this 1-0. Of course, Atlanta United comes back. But, we talked about Tyler. This would either go really good or really bad. And so we saw a really bad moment in the first half. We saw another one later on. But just Brooks Lennon at left back just wasn't. It seemed weird at the start and just never really was a move that I feel like he was comfortable with.
No, he looked uncomfortable. He went out of his way to make multiple passes backwards by turning almost in a complete 180.
Yeah.
Because he didn't want to or didn't feel comfortable using his left foot. And it's not just on him. I mean, if the guy's not capable of playing the left wing, left back position, he doesn't need to be over there. Start Dom Chong-Qui. Like, put somebody over there that actually wants to play that position, that actually wants to be over there, that actually seems like they want to be at this club. Yeah. Honestly, it pisses me off, man. Like, you look at the way that this game was going to go, and you look at the lineup, and it's like, dude, what did you expect to happen? Saba finally, like, he comes good on the left side, and it's not because of anything other than his own sheer willpower. And you have somebody behind him who has struggled this season. It's nothing against Brooks Lennon personally, but he's just struggled. He's been really, really bad.
Yeah.
And to be fair, so is the whole team. But you come in and, like, I don't know defensively what you expected. Defensively, this team has really been, like, really bad over the past few matches. Pedro Amador gets hurt. He was struggling a lot too. And then you put in a guy, I think you take experience over maybe the natural fit for the position, and it did not work well for you. It didn't at all. And it just kind of irritates me, the fact that he stayed on as long as he did. I don't know, man. It kind of pisses me off. I think it's not the reason they lost this game, but it is one of many small choices that led to them losing this game. The penalty in the first half, it is what it is, but you've got to be better defensively. Like, we've talked about this with him on the right side. He struggled defensively, and it's been a downward trend over the past almost 2 calendar years.
Yeah.
He was progressing, and now it's just been straight downhill. You stick him on the left, and it look, mistakes happen, but it's the same thing on the other side. Yeah. And, like, this bet, or whatever you want to call it, did not pay off. Get off my soapbox, dude. It just pissed me off. It set me off, like, the total, like, wrong direction this match.
Yeah, I mean, going into the game, my thought was, well, this guy can't play his primary position. How's he going to play another position, right? Because for him, I mean, those are two different positions. There are players that can play left back and right back. I don't think Brooks Lennon is one of them, because he relies a lot on his crossing, and he's already fighting with a freaking gnat in here. But and it's late.
Yeah.
But it's just it was bad from Brooks tonight. And I mean, the penalty is just such a dumb penalty. And how many penalties is he giving away like that? Just a very careless tackle and gets a guy on the leg. It's bad. It's not good enough. And in a game this important, this is a must-win game. You go and do that, and you start off in that way, I mean, it's just not good. And if that penalty isn't committed, Atlanta goes into halftime with a 2-0 lead, something
Right.
that they haven't done, I think, this entire season, which
It's been a
is,
while.
yeah. I mean, that would have been huge. That would have given him a huge morale booster. And no, I mean, Brooks just gives you absolutely nothing at this point. And I think I understand Pedro Amador and Matt Edwards being out,
Mhm.
but and you being very, very short on fullbacks. But God, this guy does not need to see the field ever again. He doesn't have the heart. He doesn't have the talent, frankly. I do not see there being a actual positive to playing Brooks Lennon on this team anymore. And now that we know that this game on Wednesday is completely meaningless, it means nothing to either. It's basically a friendly. If I see Brooks Lennon play that game, I'm gonna lose my mind. It doesn't mean anything. You're not losing anything, Ronnie Dyla. You're not even going to be on the sideline. So please, for the love of God, leave Brooks Lennon, like have him walk back from Orlando. Just do not play
Wow.
him on Wednesday. Give Dominic Shanqui a chance. Give some of the young guys a chance. Start some of the guys that never get to start in the regular season, even though
Yeah.
even the regular season at this point doesn't really mean much. You're not making the playoffs. Come on, you're 14 points behind. You think you're
Yeah.
going to make up that gap in this time? The way that you're going, you might not win again another game this year. It's that bad. So please, do not play Brooks Lennon again.
Yeah. Pretty much just adding to that, before you turn the page. It's like you said, no meaning to Wednesday's match. I would definitely like to see some younger players, some players that, like you said, Henry, just haven't seen the pitch all that much. You have no reason to. You have no reason to. And just another chapter in what's been a sad season for Atlanta United. Let's talk about takeaway number 2. I want to kind of pivot. I know we wanted to talk about the second half, how poor Atlanta United has been all season. I feel like we kind of beat that horse numerous times. I want to talk about the officiating. And Ronnie Dyla, we should add, got a red card after the whistle. He will not coach in Wednesday's match. I would presume Carl Robinson will coach for Atlanta United in his place. So just a little tidbit there in
Kenny
case
Miller.
you missed. Yeah, or Kenny Miller. So just a little tidbit there. I just Dyla brought it up. Why is Keylor Navas allowed to be on the pitch so long? Like, it's a red card. Go. Leave the pitch. He'll get fined, of course, by the League's Cup committee, but Ronnie Dollar brought a good point. Like, why is he allowed to arrange the wall like a good 5-6 minutes after he's sent off? Like, it's just comical. And Dollar pretty much said, I don't usually criticize referees, but it seems like the star is played by another rulebook fan, the lesser known players. And with all due respect to Keylor Navas, he's a legend. He's one of the best keepers in CONCACAF history. All the respect in the world to him, his career, not just at the club level, certainly, but with Costa Rica. I absolutely agree. Like, get off the field. You can't do what Keylor Navas did this evening. Like, you just can't. Like, you're shown a red, you need to leave the pitch, period. And referees need to do a better job in enforcing that. Let's add the center referee, not to kind of add more fuel to the fire, was Costa Rican. He's a Costa Rican official. So do with that what you will, I guess.
Man, screw Keylor Navas and screw anybody that acts like it's okay to even act like that, dude. Get if you get a red, get the fuck off the pitch. Get off the pitch.
Yeah.
And like getting a fine, that's not enough, man. Because you have players, and it goes with what Ronnie Dyla said. A lot of these players that have been around the block, that fine is nothing to them.
Right.
That money is set aside at the beginning of the year. They know it's coming. Dude, it's got to be more than that. That is absolute pathetic. And I'm not at all trying to act like this changed the game. because Atlanta, again, shot themselves in the foot. This has nothing to do with Atlanta losing the game. I do not care. They deserve to lose the game because they played crap soccer. The officiating, it's so juvenile and embarrassing.
So
It
lack of
almost
control.
belongs in Orlando Stadium, how pathetic it is. Like, that is absolute garbage. He literally is sent off. And I can understand while there's a VAR review and everybody in the stadium is looking at the foul. I can understand staying there and you're chatting with the ref and you're looking up at the monitor and you're saying, oh, look, and you're trying to argue your case. But the moment that it is said, no, it's confirmed, get off the field. Get off the field. And then the fact that you're walking off the field, still being allowed to set up your freaking wall it's so shambolic, dude. I don't even know how else to describe it. It's pathetic. And like the ref at that point should have blown the whistle, stopped everything until he got off the pitch. And I mean, like down the tunnel,
right?
And then turned around and allowed everybody to reset.
Yeah.
You literally have a guy who, by the rules of the game, has been removed from the match entirely to where he is not even allowed to see the pitch anymore. And he's still being allowed to mess around with the wall that is being set up. That's
wrong.
Literally against the rules. It's so pathetic, dude. Shame on the CONCACAF referees. Shame on everybody in the stadium for allowing that to happen. It's just pathetic, dude. It's absolutely shambolic.
Yeah.
The rule is out of sight and sound for any sending off.
He was neither.
He was literally still on the field. Yeah. So gotta check that box there. We were talking about it in the Discord, just kind of chatting, and I think several times they came up like, this ref is not controlling the game. This referee is just not it. And there were a lot of things that happened in that game that just I don't understand. And seems like Dyla said he got the red card for telling the officiating crew, quote, "It's a joke." Now,
I'm sure he said a little more than that.
he might have. I'm sure more. Again, this is coming from the man himself, but I mean, if it was just that, and look, I don't think Dyla's stupid enough to go and say something that will get him sent out. He said this is the first red card he received in his managerial career.
20 years.
Mm-hmm. And so I think he's good enough to know where the line is that he can't cross. I think he's obviously surprised to receive this red card, because if he really just said it's a joke, that is, I'm sure there are hundreds of managers that have said those words on the touchline and not gotten anything for it, because that is incredibly soft to send off a manager for saying something like that. If he said something else that was, a bigger deal, then maybe I can understand. Again, we don't know that. We have very limited knowledge on exactly what happened, but I mean, these decisions, and then it's just the referee just not taking control, and that whole Keylor Navas situation was completely shambolic, and we're seeing referees in this competition just not really doing it, man. They're not good enough. I don't really know what else to say about this, man.
Well, you have all this crap happen, right? This took easily 7 or 8 minutes.
No.
Then play restarts, the free kick is taken, and within a minute and a half, the game is over.
It's done.
Well, then again,
I'm confused why it's not added on.
I will go to the defense in this case. That happened, I believe, in like the foul where the red card happened occurred, I believe, in the 90 plus 5th minute. It was basically the last minute of stoppage time. So yeah, you were only going to get at most a minute, I think.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still a little confused,
that doesn't do
but
it for me.
He's not going to add 7 additional minutes to the game when there was 1 minute, less than a minute left in the game. He gave, I think, 5 minutes of stoppage. That was all you were going to get.
Yeah, I mean, I'll have to dig into that. I'm still a little surprised, like, why
I think it's garbage.
didn't get that time added on, but that's an argument for another
This
day.
did not change the fact that Atlanta United deserved to lose this game.
Right. No,
No,
absolutely.
not even a little bit.
Absolutely. 100%. So takeaway number 3, we want to talk about Enea Mihaj, or Enea Mihaj, I should say. Had a decent match. First start for Atlanta United. I do want to add to that Ronnie Dylas said that Derek Williams was unable to make the trip because he was unable to sprint and he was feeling fatigue from the past few matches. Sounds like Derek was carrying something from Wednesday's match, and Dylan said we didn't want to take the chance of bringing it up, so he stayed behind in Atlanta. But that opened the door for Enea Mihaj to get his first start in the Atlanta United uniform, and he looked good. I mean, can't really point to any parts of the match from what I could see where you can say, man, he was really bad. Man, I miss Derek Williams or whatever. A good shift for Mihaj, I think. And I think when you get Baraka, I would love to see what that partnership looks like. Partnership between him and Gregerson looks good. Of course, the past couple of matches, you might put him at fault a little bit for the goals that Atlanta gave up. I'm of the opinion that the second goal or the first goal, the second goal that Seattle scored the other day, I mean, he makes an attempt for the ball. It's just over his head. So at least he makes that attempt. I'm not really putting him at fault for that specifically. But yeah, by and large, first Atlanta United start, and I think it was a good one for Enea Mihaj.
Yeah. I mean, that we talked about it in the pre-match, but this was one of my kind of the eyeballs. I wanted to be able to watch how he did as a starter and not somebody coming on in the middle of a match trying to, be a leader and try to settle himself in and settle everybody else around him. And I thought he did well. I thought he stepped in. He and Stian worked really well together, I thought, for the most part. It's still not perfect, but I think that's part of where, Better Call coming in could maybe remedy that. But I didn't think it was bad with Stian as well. But him individually, he defensively, we've seen him be really, really good. I talked about it before, set piece defenses. That is a team effort. That is not just on him. But his ability to hit a dime of a long ball has been amazing. And we've seen it going back to the very first match that he played in. But I mean, he's hitting these multiple times a game. He's finding the guys that he wants to find. And that is crucial. That is just one extra piece of the puzzle for a team that wants to try to get forward. And it's one thing to try to play the ball over the top all the time. That's not what Atlanta's doing. But when you have a guy in the back that can, almost at will hit one over the top to Miggy or whoever's playing on left at any given day, or to Latte Loth if he decides to make a run, or whoever, like that's a really, really good tool in the toolbox to have. So, overall, I like what I've seen out of Mihaj.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think his ability. Sorry, freaking fly
Matt.
again.
Yo, a murder on audio or
Yeah.
how you're watching this.
Where was I? Mihaj. Yeah. So again, his long balls, they look great. His ability to kind of pass and break lines with his passes is impressive. And for a center back, that's huge, I think, for a team that really wants to build from the back and get their center backs involved in that. That is massive. And if he can really consistently get the ball to some of these attacking players in the final third, you're going to see this team create more chances and better chances, I think. So, yeah, and defensively, he's also very committed. That's a positive for me. I can't really point to a huge defensive error that he had in this game or in any of the 2 previous games. So that's something really, really positive in my opinion. And as you said, Sydney, I can't wait to see him and Barakal together. As we heard in Rooted in the Stripes, they kind of got Barakal with Mihaj in mind as kind of the starting center back pairing for the near future. So, yeah, I'm interested to see how their skill sets kind of go together and how that can improve Atlanta United's defense, because they have conceded so many goals, man. They've conceded, I think it's now
A lot.
9 in its last 3 or 8 in its last 3, something like that.
Yeah, it's
It's
bad.
brutal. I mean, when your attack is struggling, you need to try to shore it up at the back, or else you're just not going to get results. And that's really what's happened to Atlanta United recently. And with Derek Williams, this was him resting. Hopefully, he rests also on Wednesday.
Yeah, no reason to play him.
No reason to play him. I hope Barakal will be good with his visa to go for this game. Potentially give him a short run out. I don't know if he would start, but it would be nice to get to see some minutes of him. And yeah, man, at this point, you really wish you had 2 homegrown center backs that you could use for depth, right?
Yeah.
But unfortunately, one of them's in Montreal scoring headers, and the other one's in Colorado. So this is just where we're at, man. It's not fun.
3-2 the score. Pumas beats Atlanta United. Atlanta United eliminated from contention from League's Cup. One final match Wednesday against Atlas. Gonzalo Pineda back at the bench. Essentially a testimonial for him, I guess. ScarfsandSpikes.com for the latest Atlanta United news, analysis, and opinion. Patreon.com/Scarfs and Spikes. Join us there, starting at $1.17 per month. Get you access to our Discord and bonus audio and video content you won't find anywhere else. I'm at SH Writes on X, SH Writes on Blue Sky, SidH.soccer on Instagram and Threads. Charles at ATL Pilgrim on all social media platforms. Henry is at HA Hagita on all social media platforms. We are at Scarfs, the Letter and Spikes on Twitter or X. Scarfsandspikes.com on B-Sky. Scarves and Spikes, I should say, everywhere else. Like, subscribe, share our content on YouTube, and subscribe and leave a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeart. We'll see you next time.